This video will do a brief overview of the Perkins application. So once you navigate to Nova, if you click Programs and find Perkins, you will reveal a submenu. A prerequisite to applications being available is that the head count has been completed. So once the head count is completed, then that allows the Chancellor's office to run the funding formula to allocate to all of the districts. So any pending headcounts will hold up the application process, just as an FYI. So on to the applications. Once the headcount has been completed, then you will find a dashboard with a draft application template for every single district. There are filters across the top where you can search by grant ID. You'll see that this year the grant ID number corresponds to the district ID, which should be more convenient. You can search by your institution as well. The year, this is the first year we're doing it, so there's only 1 year. But as years go on, you could filter by year to view historical. And by status. These are all in draft currently, so that's the only status that we have. So once you've found your district, you could click the link, and that's going to enter you into a workflow that will need to be completed. Now, this workflow is broken up into several steps. It follows the current or previous process in MIS as closely as possible to make things easier for everybody. You'll first see details and status. So this is where you'll see your grant ID, district information, and your allocation amount. You'll also see a roll-up of total expenditures here. I've completed this application pretty thoroughly, so in its pristine state, this would be 0. You'll also see the status. So there are several status of the application. The overall submission or submitted status of the application, whether it's been substantially approvable or fully approved, is also available here. So as the application passes through those milestones, this would be updated. Another information only page, nothing required here, is this application map where you will see all of the forms that require completion, and on the right you'll see their completion status. So this will be sort of a home base, if you will, for the application. All of these also are links, so if we see anything that is incomplete, like let's go to this regulations, let's click on that, and it'll take us right to that form. So very helpful, and a place where you'll probably come frequently just to check the overall status. Another thing I'd like to point out are these breadcrumbs across the top. This is also going to be helpful because it will tell you where you are in the application as you're navigating through different forms. So it's broken up into these top 3 workflow tabs are for the district to complete, and these ones are institution specific. So you'll see if I click on forms, the previous menu is hidden. I'll see that I can go back to the workflow this way, and new forms are revealed. And I can also see this in the breadcrumbs. So workflow, I'm in forms, responses. If I click on local needs, this will change to local needs. If I need to get back, I can either click workflow here or here. Now when we get into institution specific forms, you'll see that I've left workflow. I'm now in Allen Hancock College programs. Once I've designated some top codes, I'm going to click here, and that's going to take me into another set of menu items. So you can see workflow, Allen Hancock College, and then here is my top code. So at any time, I can click the breadcrumbs to navigate. One other item to point out is at the bottom of each section, you will see preview. So let's go into forms again. Here I will see preview, where everything entered into the forms above will be displayed in a nice format on one page where that can be printed, that can be shared with colleagues by entering their email address and some comments here and send that to them. So at each section of forms, there will always be a preview if it is for an overall section for an institution or the application overall. You'll see review and submit. So once everything has been completed, this submit application button would be active, and we could submit the overall application. And then one last thing I would like to point out is this error stepper. So we'll see if I go into forms here, budget summary, we'll see that we've got one error. And if I click show, it's going to take me right to what that error is. So in this example, we've exceeded the administration expenditure of 5%. So we have an error on this page. Our validation says incomplete, and we would not be able to submit this application until that has been corrected. So thanks for tuning in. This is an overall just kind of general information video. In following videos, we will go through all of these forms, whether it's for the district or individual institutions. Thank you very much.